Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rukakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. And right quick, I just want to touch on something. It's been on my mind. I know I listened to the elder apostle, the elder Amawan Gabar today. He spoke about the hour of temptation and the dream he had, and these things are getting ready to come upon us. He in his dream he seen like guillotines. He's about with the Apostle Tahar and a couple other brothers, and it's just on my mind to just hit the button and just speak about this hour of temptation that's coming upon us. Okay, so let me begin with that scripture. Revelation chapter 3 and 10. It says, "Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown." And I'll probably come back to this to get verse 12. But the point is, that, like I said, the hour of temptation is coming upon us. And this man is going to tempt us, with all kind of things, things you can't imagine, and things up until death, But that's why it says, "Behold, I come quickly." One thing you have to understand is that whatever you have to endure, you don't have to endure it for a long time, just long enough, okay, until the Lord shows up, It says, "Hold that fast," because it's not going to take long. He says, "Behold, I come quickly." And he says that quite often in the scriptures. Just look up, especially in the book of Revelations. If I just look up, "Behold, I come quickly," look, I'll read those scriptures to you right quick. It's like it's my bedtime, but the Spirit just on me to do this. Revelation 3 and 11, like we just read, "Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown." Revelation 11, Revelation 22 and 7, it says, "Behold, I come quickly. Blessed is he that keepeth the sayings of the prophecy of this book." Once again, hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. Okay, what is that you have to hold fast to? The sayings of the prophecy of this book. Okay, your faith. Okay, all that is mentioned in the prophecies of this book, the elect will have faith in Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai. Even ended it off in Revelation 22 and 12. It says, "And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be." Okay, and we want to be seen doing the right thing in the eyes of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, so that our reward will be salvation. The point is that we won't be tempted by death. We won't be tempted by anything else. You know what I mean? Because we already know that everything Esau does is according to idol worship. It's associated with idol worship, and he's making himself an idol god. You know what I mean? And he's that MOTB in Revelation 13 and 16. Let me just get that, then I'll continue. So Revelation 13 and 16. It says, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hands or in their foreheads." Okay, and we know what that is. Okay, that's that CHIP. Okay, that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So we are aware of what that mark is. You know what I'm saying? And we just know not to take it. You know what I mean? We're not trusting in Esau, his pseudoscience, or none of that. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, just to make a few points while I'm in this, while I'm speaking of this, let's go to this here. No. I'm going to get that in Psalm 68 and 20 shortly. But I want to get this. If you see this, this is on all, and this is not medical information. We're just going into the Bible and teaching, and bringing out information, for the sake of salvation, Now, I mean, you see this sign in all your hospital buildings and stuff like that. And if you just look up what I type in, it's the same thing, Now go back to it, the staff of Asclepius. The staff of Asclepius is also known as a rod of Asclepius, as an ancient Greek symbol associated with, and healing, featuring a single serpent around a staff. It is wielded by the Greek god Asclepius. Okay. The deity of medicine, I'm going to just say it, Lord will, this video don't get taken down. The deity of medicine and healing, and remains the predominant and correct symbol for healthcare today. Okay. Used by organizations like the WHO. Okay, so you get it, man. Okay, this is all idol worship. Okay, and him getting you to do this, I mentioned in Revelation 13 and 16, is you bowing down to him as your idol. Now he's your God. Okay? They worship idol gods, and now they're trying to make themselves gods on earth, and you're going to worship them. And the sad part about it is that the majority of the people are going to take it. But this is why you got to know who your enemy is. This here, ignorant of his devices. So it says, 2 Corinthians 2 and 11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Okay? And that CHIP is just another device to get you to basically reverence him as a God on earth. And now, because once you take that CHIP, you have basically proclaimed, that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, the God of the Bible, the God of the heavens, and his one begotten Son, they're not your gods. They're not who you worship. Now, you're basically proclaiming that you worship Esau, Edom as your God. Okay, so understanding what you're doing with that. Okay? But the main point is that the issues of death belong to the Lord. So Psalms chapter 68. Was it 68? I just had it. Or was it 64? Okay, Psalm 68. I don't know how I mixed it. Psalm 68 and 20, because all of the other, all the other stuff is highlighted. But it's necessary, you know. I'm gonna start at 20 and read to verse 22. It says, "He that is our God is the God of salvation, and unto God the Lord belong the issues of death." Okay, so we depend on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah for salvation, and we're not afraid of death, because the only way we die is if it's ordained by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Okay, so like the three holy children, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, you know what I'm saying? They told Nebuchadnezzar, you know, if you can put us in this, basically they said, if you put us in this furnace to burn, and we actually burn to death, it was only ordained by our God. And so we're willing to endure, but we're not going to bow down to your image. We're not going to bow down, okay? And that's the point. We're not going to bow down, man. The elect will not bow. And the elect will not take that damn mark. You know what I mean? And you can't threaten us with death. Because we're beyond that now. I mean, hell, with everything we're going, the scriptures say the elect would, they hated their lives unto death. And we do, I know I do. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to make this too long. Deuteronomy chapter 32. And let me see. Yeah, Deuteronomy 32 and 39. "See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. I kill, and I make alive. I wound, and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand." Okay? So, hey, Psalm 91 said, "He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty." Now, you put that with what we just read in Revelation 3 and 10. You know what I'm saying? So let's get that again. So like I'm kind of all over the place, but just putting this all into perspective. He says, "Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them which dwell upon the earth. Behold, I come quickly, hold that fast, which thou hast, that no man take thy crown." So when you live under the shadow of the Almighty, you living in this truth, okay? And this truth is protecting you. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, right? Okay? And so, therefore, the Lord is with you. So who can deliver you out of his hands? Okay? Esau can't touch you. You know what I'm saying? As long as you are with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, and he with you. Okay, so therefore we must hold fast to what we have, that no man take our crown. Okay? I'm going to speak some more on that in a minute. Okay? And the scripture is twofold, because when the Lord brings destruction to the enemies, to the wicked, you know, including 2/3 of our people, who can deliver them from that destruction? Nobody, man. We can't. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord kills and the Lord makes alive. The Lord wounds and the Lord heals. We don't need Esau's concoctions. We will not bow down to you. We will not be afraid of your threats. We are not going to bow down to your image. You know what I mean? The elect will not do it. And Lord willing, I keep the faith that I would not be of that number. Okay? That's why it's important to stay at this truth, man. It's important to stay in this word, man. For real. Revelation 2 and 10. It says, "Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison." Okay? Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Okay? One thing is that you might be cast into prison, these concentration camps. You see them talking about building them and stuff like that. Your alligator Alcatraz and so on and so forth. Your Walmart buildings and shit like that there. Yeah, hey, it's finna get real, man. This devil is setting the stage for all this. But it says, behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison that ye may be tried. Okay, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. And 10 days is just a complete number. It can be 2 days, 1 day, 3 days, 30 days. Okay, but we get hope in Revelation 3 and 11, when it says, behold, I come quickly, hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. Behold, I come quickly. We know it won't last for too long. Okay, and we hold fast to this word. You know what I'm saying? He that hath an ear, let him hear. Verse 11, Revelation 2 and 11. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death. This is salvation. Because the second death is the common destruction. We're hoping to be saved from that. Okay? But we got to keep our faith in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai and not bow down to the image of this beast, man. Okay? We ain't got nothing to worry about as long as we got Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai on our side. And right now, if you're in this truth, you're of the hopeful elect. The Lord are giving you signs on a day-to-day basis to let you know that, hey, He is with you. You just got to follow the process, man. Trust the process and endure what you got to endure. He that endures unto the end, the same shall be saved. But we won't bow to this image. Those of the elect will not bow. You know what I mean? So we don't need this. We don't need this. Nothing. You can't offer us this. You can't offer us nothing. And you can't threaten us with death. You can have it. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. I'm going to end it right there. I hope you all were edified. Shalom.